Hello, everybody. It's me again, and this is going to be a short video showing you how to show directions using Google Maps. Okay. Previously, I had another video that shows you direction within using the map view that built in iOS, but this is actually calling an external browser to show you directions. Okay. So, how do you do it? I'm going to show you, of course, the direction using Google Map instead of the iOS maps. How do you do it? You just simply, we have an app that I've created, and this app has a button just to test it. This button is connected to an IB action in the view controller. So you could do that. Just create a button, connect it to the IB action, and then we type the code in there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type the code and show you what we need to do. First, I need the Google API or the Google Map URL. So I'm going to say let URL string equal to HTTP, and we're going to use maps. That's Google Maps, Google and .com, then maps, and then question mark. This is the URL. Now, this is not the whole URL. We need to pass to it the from and to addresses. Okay, so the way you do it, I'm going to append to it two parameters. The first parameter is a URL string. I'm going to put the start address. Okay, and then you need to give it a coordinate, a point. Okay. Now I have one because I've been working here in Dubai for now, so I'm going to use one that exists in Dubai. So I'm going to say 2.25.209.081. By the way, I didn't memorize this, but in case you're wondering, but I have it written here. And then you have 55.2703 80, for example. Now, in case you're wondering how do you get this, and in your app, you will get this from, this need to be far. In your app, you will get it from your code, whether it's stored in your core data or coming from a JSON file, whatever. Okay, but I'm hard coding it just to show you. So this would be replaced by data from your app. Okay. Now, how do you get these coordinates? In case you don't know, if you just go to Maps, Google Maps. Okay, and then if you want to get a particular address, if you don't know a particular address, all you do is select a point here, for example here, and then you right click on it and then say what is here, and that will give you the coordinates. So this is what I've done to get the coordinates. You could do the same thing to test your app. Okay. All right, now you go back. So I got my first point. Now I'm going to copy this and put that second point. Okay. But instead of the start address, I need to go to the to address. Okay, so I'm going to put to address or destination address. And the way it works, because you need to separate the two parameters. This is a one parameter, here's another parameter, so I put the ampersand to separate them, and this is destination address. And the destination address, I'm going to use 21, for example, for just somewhere close by, and then 55, let's say 28, 29, okay, something like that. And just another digit here, okay. So right now I have this URL would look like, if we print it out, so I'm just going to print out the URL string just to show you how the application, what the URL look like. So if I run it, if I do this, there's my URL. If I copy this and put it in the browser, it should show me the directions, okay? But instead of doing it here, we're doing it from where? We're doing it, here's my directions, okay? Instead of doing it here, we're actually doing it on the browser, on the phone, okay? And if you have an app, Google app installed, it will give you the option to open it on your phone, okay? So that is what we're trying to achieve. Okay, so how do we do it on the phone? I got my URL. All I need to do now is then create a URL object, an URL object, and then open it. So you do it this way. You say if let map URL, or we have a URL string, so I will say URL equal NS URL, and then we need to say we're using a string, right? For this, we need to convert the URL string that we have to web friendly format. Means if I have any spaces or if I have any weird character that is not accepted in the web, it will convert it for me. So I'm going to use this function, which is string by adding percent encoding with all characters. So we select that, okay? Next to that, we need to say what character set we're using. So I'm going to say NS, this is different, NS character set URL query all allow all character sets. So this will allow all the character sets to be converted, okay? So now we got an error here. What is the error? Okay, we need an if and else, right? We didn't do it. So we need this and this, all right? What's happening here, let me just make this close here. It will try to construct a URL string, okay? And this is optional because you might succeed or not succeed to convert it into the character set. So what happens here, it says if take the URL string, convert it to web-friendly characters, and if that's successful, then we open the application. We open the URL browser. So the browser with the URL that we just created. So the way you do it, you say application, UI application, dot, and then shared application dot open URL, and then we give it the URL name, which is the URL that we just created. Okay, that's it. That is it. Why do we have an error? Let's see. URL. Oh, great. There's spelling here. URL. Okay, now if we test it, if we run it, if I do this, it'll open the browser, the same browser that you saw, but in this on the mobile device. And again, if you have the app, all you would have to do is just simply click on this and it will open the app. I think this is an easy, a simple way to open Google Maps, show direction using Google Maps if you want to use it. All right. Hope this is useful, and I will see you in the next video.